I'm here in the South End today with Gil Zimmermann, the co-founder and general partner of Lama Partners. Gil, so glad to have you here.
It's great to be here.
What are you and your team building at Lama Partners?
So Lama Partners is basically a startup in the VC realm. We are a venture capital firm built by 4 founders with operator-led experience. We've built companies, scaled companies, sold companies, bought companies. And we're bringing that to the table to basically be a force multiplier to first-time founders so that every one of our companies has experienced entrepreneurs. We're 3 GPs, an investing partner, and a head of operations. We're 5 people altogether, and we're split across 2 geographies, building a bridge between Tel Aviv and Boston.
And I know you're deeply invested in building community, building startups in the infrastructure, cybersecurity, developer tool space. So as we think about like 2025 and then even turning the page now to 2026, what are you all focused on in the firm that you want to share with the community?
Yeah, really we're focused on the intersection of cyber and AI.
Yeah.
And much like the previous waves that we've seen in the past where cloud and security were kind of yin and yang to each other, we're seeing the same thing happen now with cyber and AI organizations. And when we say what we're seeing is, just to be clear, we're talking about enterprise customers, enterprise software, et cetera, are moving very quickly towards AI adoption so that they can be their own disruptor rather than have somebody else come in and cannibalize their business. And in that quest to turn AI into something that's innate and built into their DNA, they're rethinking how they're building their businesses.
Right.
And security can be a major obstacle there, and it can be a huge advantage. And so at that intersection is magic, where there's uncertainty, there's opportunity. And that's where we think we can really fundamentally transform organizations to turn security from something that is an inhibitor into something that's an enabler and even an accelerator. And so all of our portfolio companies are AI native companies. They're not all cyber, but that's very much our background and our worldview and where we see tremendous opportunity today.
Yeah, and before we started, Gil's been traveling all around because the market has been picking up. There's a lot of opportunities out there that you're focused on. So you mentioned starting companies, buying companies, building companies, and now investing in companies. What are some of the things you've learned along the way in your career that you would pass back to maybe other founders who want to pitch to Lama Partners at some point, other operators about what types of businesses to join, or even other investors about what it takes to succeed in this new era?
Yeah. So I would say the list is endless of good advice. The thing that to me is most important is to try to learn as much as you can from other people's mistakes and then make your own. It's all about the people. So it starts with who your co-founders are, but then everybody else that's involved in the company should meet that same criteria, which is what do they bring to the table that's not a commodity, right? So if you're thinking about investors, how are they going to bring a value add that's unique to them and important for your business? And so when I think about building teams, it's not about how do we ease the burden and share the load, it's how do we amplify and force multiply what we're able to do. And so my advice to young entrepreneurs and experienced entrepreneurs is surround yourself with the smartest possible people that are going to be either working in your business or working on your business. And if they're not doing any one of those things, they're friends, and you can meet with them on the weekends, go to Celtics games and Patriots games, but really you want to build a business that has an extended team that are all working towards and championing your cause and bringing in something that, a skill, a muscle, knowledge, experience that you don't have, and that way you can go much faster than the competition.
That's great advice. And last but not least, how can we help Lama Partners here in Boston, from Tel Aviv and back, grow and beyond?
We've been living in the Boston ecosystem. I moved here in 2001, my partner Ron in 2003. Michal, who joined us recently, has been here for 3 or 4 years now. I just used the term masshole today when I talked to somebody from Massachusetts. So we're Bostonian, and we're very bullish on Boston. I think Boston has deep enterprise chops. Apart from the 120 higher education institutions that are here and unbelievable talent that passes through, there's unbelievable enterprise DNA built here and entrepreneurial DNA built here in Boston. And so for us, tapping into potential customers and partners for our portfolio companies, for us, increasing our presence and participating, whether that's being invited to industry events or community forums, et cetera, we're happy to speak, share from our experience in building and selling companies for hundreds of millions of dollars. All that stuff is really helpful to us.
Perfect. This is Gil Zimmermann from Lama Partners, Matt from MGMT Boston, in this episode of Lantern. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Matt.